What I would have done different, I probably just probably taught them off camera. You feel me? That's probably what I would have done different. You know, of course I'm gonna speak my mind and tell me what and say what I need, what I see out there. But you know, it what it is. Football, man. Just me and Shadur good.
Cameras captured a sideline encounter between you and Jerry.
Yeah, we resolved that. We're not gonna speak on that.
If you guys were cool with each other.
Yeah. I would hope so.
Got a block from Judkins. Got a block from Robinson going deep. Oh, and he had Jeudy, but.
What's going on in the football world? You might want to take a breath because Jerry Jeudy just learned a lesson the hard way, and the entire scene exploded across Cleveland like a warning siren. When you walk up on the wrong person at the wrong moment, the regret hits instantly, and the look on Jeudy's face made that crystal clear as the chaos unfolded on the Browns sideline. Jerry Jeudy really thought he could intimidate a rookie quarterback, get in his space, and make him shrink under pressure. He marched straight toward Shadur Sanders on the sideline, expecting the rookie to fold, accept the disrespect, and keep quiet while the veteran barked at him. Instead, he ended up exposing himself and making the entire situation look worse for everyone involved. What Jeudy didn't expect was a masterclass in composure. Shadur stood there calm, steady, and locked in, showing the type of leadership fans have been begging to see from someone on this team. The moment Jeudy realized Shadur wasn't rattled, not even a little, was the moment his whole posture changed. And that quick flash of regret told the entire story. This wasn't just about Jerry Jeudy losing his cool. It highlighted deeper problems in Cleveland. Problems that have been boiling inside the building for months. It showed exactly which players are built for pressure and which ones crumble when the spotlight hits. Let's break down exactly what happened because the details matter. And they show this situation was way more than a simple sideline disagreement. Jerry Jeudy strutted up to Shadur Sanders with the type of energy someone uses when they think they run the room. He acted like being a veteran, and having a $52 million deal automatically gave him authority. He walked in with anger, frustration, and body language that clearly said he was about to put someone in their place.
You know, stuff like that happens. You know, y'all gonna make it bigger than what it is. You know, because the media, you know, that's what y'all feed off of, negativity. You know, but it is what it is. This is the life you live. So, you know, we move on from it. And I live a real life. You know, so what happened around in this locker room, you know, this real. Not what's going on social media and everything. So me and Shadur good, everything good, man. We great over here.
But Shadur didn't give him anything. Not a flinch, not a step back, not even a raised voice. And that's when the moment shifted. You could see it on Jeudy's face. The exact second he realized he picked the wrong quarterback to try to intimidate. Shadur Sanders is not some overwhelmed rookie who panics when a receiver starts yelling. Shadur has lived under bright lights his entire life. He grew up as the son of Deion Sanders, meaning he has faced expectations and pressure that would break a lot of people. From Jackson State to Colorado, Shadur was constantly under heavy scrutiny that most college players never experience. He dealt with media noise, fans arguing about his future, critics questioning everything from his talent to his leadership. And he handled all of that while staying composed, focused, and ready to compete. Jerry Jeudy trying to shake him with some sideline trash talk. Shadur has been through challenges way tougher than that. Jeudy didn't understand the level of mental toughness he was stepping into, and he definitely wasn't prepared for Shadur standing firm without giving him anything to push against. On top of that, Shadur has been carrying the weight of an entire season. He's been operating in an offensive system full of problems. He's dealt with play calling that's far too cautious, and he's stood behind an offensive line that hasn't always kept him protected. He's watched receivers make mistakes in big moments, including drops and fumbles that crushed drives. He's taken every question from the media, stayed composed, and kept his focus on playing better every week. So when Jerry Jeudy tried to start something, he wasn't getting a rookie overwhelmed by emotion. He was walking into a wall of experience, resilience, and confidence. The best part of Shadur's response was how simple it was. No yelling, no pushing, no reacting to Jeudy's frustration. Just quiet confidence. The type of confidence you only have when you know exactly who you are and what you bring to the field. That confidence made Jeudy look completely unprepared, because every attempt to provoke Shadur just bounced right off him. Now, let's talk about what caused this explosion in the first place, because the background matters a lot. Earlier in the game, Shadur threw a deep ball to Jerry Jeudy. A ball placed right where it needed to be, a route designed for a big gain, maybe even a touchdown. The ball sailed downfield on time and in stride. But Jerry Jeudy didn't finish the play. He didn't accelerate. He didn't lift his arms. He didn't attack the football the way NFL receivers are supposed to. It looked like he just gave up halfway through the route, almost as if he was jogging through a walkthrough instead of competing in a real game. Every analyst who watched the tape said the same thing, and anyone with eyes saw it too. If Jeudy had run full speed, reached up, and actually tried to high point the ball, he would have had a real chance at catching it, maybe even scoring. Instead, he eased up, quit on the route, and let the ball fall incomplete. And this wasn't one of those plays where the pass was clearly out of reach. This wasn't a desperate heave or an impossible dive. This was a real NFL throw that demanded effort, and the receiver didn't deliver what his job requires. Jeudy just didn't do it, and that's where this situation gets even more interesting.
Just get Jerry Jeudy out of here. It's not just the poor play. His attitude sucks.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you guys have seen the video. Obviously I can't hear them, but like it looks like he's kind of barking at Shadur and they're going over, and then Shadur comes out post game and he talks about how like it's about trust and they got to get on the same page, which obviously that'll come with more practice and more games played. But like, bro, this is a guy who's playing with only a couple weeks of practice. He's a rookie in his second start. Why don't you try to pick him up? Why don't you encourage him? Like, Justin Jefferson was picking, J.J. McCarthy's awful. And you don't hear like Justin Jefferson talking on him. Like he's trying to pick him up. Like we got to play. And then there's just Jerry Jeudy. And Justin Jefferson, by the way, is good at football. Jerry Jeudy is bad at football. So like if you're going to maybe have a good attitude, if you're going to lead the league in drops 2 years in a row and just essentially never be open or do anything of any good on the football field for us this year, at least have a good positive attitude. Just get him out of here.
When reporters asked Shadur about the play after the game, he handled it exactly how a real leader is supposed to. He talked about chemistry, timing, and how the offense is still building toward being fully in sync. He never blamed Jerry Jeudy, not once, even though the game tape clearly showed Jeudy slowing down on the route. That is maturity on display from a quarterback who understands how to protect his team publicly. Shadur showed professionalism, taking accountability for something he didn't even cause, and giving his teammate cover at a time when he absolutely needed it. But somehow, Jerry Jeudy didn't appreciate that respectful approach, and instead of being grateful, he decided to confront Shadur on the sideline and escalate the situation into a spectacle. That's completely backwards. Shadur Sanders stepped in and took responsibility that wasn't his, defended Jeudy without hesitation, and tried to keep the locker room calm. And Judy's reaction was to get in his face and start an argument in front of everyone. That tells you everything you need to know about where Judy's priorities are right now. And this isn't some isolated mistake either. This is the second straight week Jerry Jeudy has been surrounded by criticism based on how he played and how he acted. Just last week, he caught a pass, didn't recognize the defender closing in, and got stripped from behind at a crucial moment. People tried to be understanding, tried to give him some grace, tried not to make it a bigger issue. But here we are again. Once something turns into a pattern, you can't ignore it anymore. It's becoming clearer that Jeudy isn't locked in when he's on the field. His effort doesn't look like the effort of a professional wide receiver who wants to dominate the game. You see routes run at half speed. You see missed opportunities where a real fight for the ball could change everything. You see plays where he checks out the moment things don't go perfectly. And the most frustrating part is that he never seems to take responsibility for any of it. Whenever something goes wrong, Jeudy looks somewhere else for someone to blame. It's the quarterback, or the play calling, or the timing, or anything besides his own effort, routes, or ball security. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders is doing everything a quarterback is supposed to do before and after the snap, reading the defense, delivering accurate throws under heavy pressure, moving smartly in the pocket, and trying to keep the offense on track no matter what chaos is happening around him. Even when the protection breaks down, even when receivers drop catchable passes, even when the offensive system limits him, Shadur doesn't point fingers. He stands up for his teammates. He stands up for his coaches. He takes responsibility in front of the media even when it has nothing to do with him. That's what a true quarterback does. The difference in commitment between these two players is massive. Every single day, Shadur shows up ready to work, ready to compete, and ready to improve. He studies more film. He stays late to work on timing and mechanics with receivers. He accepts accountability. He carries himself as the type of leader a franchise can build around. And what does Jerry Jeudy bring to the table right now? Slow routes, missed chances, costly mistakes, and frustration toward the wrong people. He's pointing at his quarterback when he should be pointing at his own performance. And the fact that he confronted Shadur after everything Shadur has done for him makes the whole thing even more shocking. Now we need to talk about Kevin Stefanski's role in this mess, because the head coach isn't making life any easier for Shadur Sanders. Kevin Stefanski keeps calling those fourth down tries on his own side of the field, even though the offensive line has struggled all season, and it makes no sense at all. He keeps dialing up risky plays without the right personnel or the right situation to support them, and when those plays predictably fail, who ends up having to answer every question? Not Stefanski. It's Shadur Sanders standing there taking the heat. The post-game press conference proved exactly that. A reporter actually asked Shadur whether he admired Stefanski's aggressive style on those failed fourth down attempts, and that question was completely out of line. They basically wanted a rookie quarterback to criticize his own head coach on live TV, and that's a setup you never drop on a young player. They were trying to bait Shadur into blaming someone, starting drama, and throwing his coach under the bus, all while the cameras were rolling. And how did Shadur respond? He shut it down right away. He said, "First, that's a rude question to ask if I think it was a great call by my coach." And that answer showed his awareness immediately. He recognized the trap, saw the media trying to stir up tension, and handled it with poise and professionalism. Then he said he likes being out there, he likes competing, and he's not going to sit there and blame coaches or teammates in public. That's real leadership right there. But here's the part that gets frustrating. Why is the Cleveland media grilling Shadur Sanders about coaching decisions instead of Kevin Stefanski himself? Why are they asking the rookie to defend choices he didn't make? Why aren't they questioning the head coach about why he keeps putting the offense in tough situations over and over? This is the problem with how things are run in Cleveland. They keep loading everything onto Shadur while Stefanski gets a free pass. Stefanski keeps making questionable decisions. He keeps calling plays that leave Shadur open to hits. He keeps letting receivers like Jerry Jeudy ease up on routes without holding them accountable. He keeps running a conservative offense that handcuffs Shadur and prevents him from showing what he can actually do.
One of the biggest things that has to happen is he's got to develop some kind of trust and chemistry with Jerry Jeudy. We saw that they had the sideline confrontation, but these two guys have to get on the same page. They've got to get it together with each other. And I think what they need to do is spend extra time together this week. I think they need to just let go what happened the other day. We all know that stuff happens in the name of football. That stuff happens on football sidelines all the time, not always captured on camera. But those two guys need to get together this week. They need to text each other back and forth like Amari and Joe Flacco used to be doing all day long. Maybe they should watch some film together. I think that would be helpful. I think they need to talk and communicate. Jerry needs to talk about where he likes the ball placed. Shadur has such elite accuracy and good ball placement that if Jerry asks for something, Shadur can deliver that. So I think these guys just need to be very vocal about what they want and need from each other and try to make it work better going forward.
When things go wrong, who gets questioned? Shadur, not the coach who made the call, not the receiver who quit on the route, not the offensive line that broke down. It's always the rookie quarterback who's trying his hardest just to survive the chaos around him. Think about what Shadur deals with every single week. He has a head coach and offensive coordinator who are hesitant to let him push the ball downfield. He has receivers who drop passes and give up on routes. He has an offensive line that has battled injury after injury, leaving him under pressure constantly. And he has a rushing attack that defenses can read instantly because they know exactly what's coming. Even with all of that working against him, Shadur still competes every game. He still finds ways to make plays. He stays poised. He shows leadership. And he keeps carrying himself like the quarterback he was drafted to be, even when the circumstances around him aren't giving him the support he deserves. The analyst, who broke down that deep ball to Jerry Jeudy, explained it perfectly. If Jeudy raises his hands, even a little, and tries to make a play on the football, it's likely a touchdown. The pass was there. The chance was there. But Jeudy didn't do what he was supposed to do. And the worst part is that this kind of effort is becoming normal for him, not an accident. This isn't a one-time mistake. It's repeated behavior. You're talking about a player with a $52 million contract showing effort like he doesn't care if the play works or not. That cannot happen at this level. And it raises the biggest question. What exactly was Jerry Jeudy yelling about when he got in Shadur's face on the sideline? What was he even arguing? Because he has no ground to stand on. He can't be angry about the deep ball. The film shows he stopped running the route. He can't be upset about targets. He's dropping the ones he gets. He can't complain about the offense struggling. He's one of the main reasons it is struggling. So what is he really mad about? The truth is simple. Jerry Jeudy is probably frustrated with himself. He's frustrated because he's not living up to the contract. He's frustrated because he's not making the plays a top receiver is expected to make. That's exactly why this moment blew up on Jerry Jeudy's face, because he thought he had the upper hand and ended up exposing himself instead. He believed he could intimidate Shadur Sanders, treat him like a rookie who didn't deserve respect, and shift blame onto someone else when things got messy. But all he really did was reveal how insecure and irresponsible he's been acting, and Shadur didn't even need to say a word to show it. Just Shadur standing there, calm and unmoved, was enough to make Jeudy's whole outburst look embarrassing on national television. The quick regret on Jeudy's face said everything. He realized instantly that Shadur wasn't backing down, and that his attempt to rattle him wasn't working at all. That image might end up being one of the defining visuals of this Browns season. It perfectly shows how upside down things are in Cleveland right now. You have a veteran receiver who isn't producing, turning his frustration toward a rookie quarterback who's playing better than anyone expected given the situation. It's the classic story of someone failing and trying to redirect the blame onto the one guy who's actually doing his job. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders just keeps being who he is, calm, confident, steady, responsible, and professional every single day. He doesn't need to yell to prove he belongs in the NFL. He doesn't need to get into screaming matches to show leadership. All he has to do is stay true to himself. And that's more than enough because the film doesn't lie and the numbers don't lie. Shadur is carrying most of the Browns' offense on his shoulders, even while operating inside a system that limits his strengths. He's dealing with receivers who drop passes, coaches who don't protect him, and play calling that shrinks his opportunities. And he still finds ways to compete every week. Jerry Jeudy picked the wrong person to test because Shadur Sanders is nothing like the rookie Jeudy thought he could push around. Jeudy stepped to him thinking he'd scare him or teach him a lesson, but instead he ran into a young man who has lived through pressure and criticism for years. Shadur has been under the spotlight his whole life, and he knows how to stay calm when others lose their cool. He knows how to keep his focus even when it would be easy to react. He knows strength doesn't always mean raising your voice. It means standing firm in who you are, even when everything around you is messy. And that's why Browns fans shouldn't be asking whether Shadur Sanders can handle the pressure. He already has proved that he can. The real question is whether the Browns are going to treat him the way a true franchise quarterback deserves to be treated. Will they bring in receivers who actually want to compete? Will they hire coaches who understand how to use his talent? Will they build an offensive line that keeps him safe? Will they hold veterans accountable when they quit en route and start drama on the sidelines? Because if the Browns don't start supporting Shadur Sanders properly, they're going to waste one of the best young quarterbacks this team has had in a very long time. And Jerry Jeudy needs to understand quickly that this act he's putting on isn't working anymore. When you're making $52 million, you can't bring drops, fumbles, low effort, and a bad attitude. None of it is acceptable in this league. And if you walk over to your quarterback on the sideline and tell him he's not doing his job, you're risking your spot on the roster. Either you get moved or you get cut, because teams don't tolerate that behavior for long. Shadur Sanders is built differently, and moments like this prove it. You can see Jeudy wishes he could take the whole thing back just from the look on his face. And now the entire city of Cleveland understands who the real leader is, and it's the rookie quarterback who's carrying this offense on his own with nothing but focus and class. Now, I want to hear from you. Should the Browns trade Jerry Jeudy before he hurts the team chemistry even more? Should the coaching staff start disciplining veterans who quit en route or create problems on the sideline? And the biggest question of all, how long will it take for the Browns to understand they need to design this entire offense around helping Shadur Sanders instead of holding him back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation is nowhere near finished. If you think Shadur Sanders handled this whole situation with remarkable maturity, and if you think Jerry Jeudy exposed how broken this team really is, then hit that like button right now. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you stay updated on every twist and turn of this Cleveland storyline. Because believe me, this drama is just beginning, and the Browns are standing at a major crossroads right now. The choices they make about how to protect Shadur and how to deal with players like Jerry Jeudy might determine whether this team finally breaks its decades-long curse or keeps repeating the same problems for another generation. Because the choices they choose about how to support Shadow and handle players like Jerry Jeudy may decide if this team ever breaks its decades-long curse or stays dysfunctional like they have been for a generation.